Okay, so I can relate the ways that alt tech will save us and make us all kings. And I said kings a regular way. I said kangs. Uh, but I, I gotta do it without the timing that would be required for an investor, right? Because if I start talking about a company, it might just be because it's being talked about. Then um, the price goes down, and after you bought it, that's expected. It's just a retracement, and so um, I'll just talk about as the inevitability, even in the failure of some of these projects, that another one is going to do what it do. Um, and I'm gonna relate to you how the technology is going, okay? Because um, we imparted thermodynamic aeronautics from seed technology. If you understand, the seed technology is taking off. It has its two applications, right? So there's the nature of the tesseract, and then it's symbolic, right? And it's goes into the subconscious. Let me get back out of that rabbit hole. That wasn't too bad. And there's some terminology. Okay, so I got that out of the way. Man, this is the long endeavor. Like, it's gonna take a long time to explain. And the way that I do it is uh, the lack of the ability to call upon all of the experiences and knowledge and learning to um, paint the scenario, basically, that I want to relate, like the message, right? So I have to remember parts of it that I forgot, and it's very uh, much like a puzzle. Like, it's just not put together. Somebody always puts it together, right? Because it's for them to do it. You can't affect change on a YouTube channel. I like making a YouTube channel and talking to people is not going to cause the great awakening and make us do better. Like, it's gonna just be like one or two people that heard something that made them have they took value from it, then made the conversion, and that's all you. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. Um, there's some things that sound synonymous that are being doubling over, like for different intentions, and they have to come up with new words. I think stablecoin is one. Yay, stablecoin! I remembered, and that is that. You'll see why, and it's gonna be interesting if it isn't already. And then there's also tokenized. I'm making this up now because I mean this. There's a word tokenized blockchain, but I'm looking for the other thing that I think it is other than this operating system that's not even blockchain, right? Called Neblio, and it's not a blockchain. It's an operating system, but it's called tokenized blockchain. It's encrypted keys to an operating system. The token itself is the operating system, and like, and it's the key. You interface with the with the hardware, basically. Um, and then the word Oracle solution, which is what I think I just described, but I don't know. Oracle. What's that? Like some centuries or something? Like it's a century, or Oracle. Like, it's something subterranean and terranean and terrestrial. and subterranean or bicuration of the smacker or some duality shit. Some, like they in Egypt, they you wouldn't find a lone obelisk. There's always two, and everywhere else it was like one. You know, there's like one or something. That's weird. I have no. I don't know why I do that. I just go into these rabbit holes and then we always imitate, and then we're actually there is a bigger, um, it's a gargantuan conspiracy going on in the architecture and architecture, just like it has its Arcturian uh, agenda, like it has its dynastic agenda, and it's just like the constellations, the energies represented by the constellations rising in the east and coming over to the west, like a juice coming online, juice current, currency, the lightning network, electrolysis. Coin is man's best attempt to holding the current, because you have the involuntary muscle spasms that make you throw the current off, or you clinch and you can't hold it. It and if you could hold it, uh, the electricity doesn't kill you. It's the amperage, so it's calibrating. It's calibration. You can become God if you can hold it, but nobody can hold that shit. Okay, so that's a good foray into what this principality is, the Hydra Beast, right? Because it's actually what we have is like Siamese twins. It's the Energy Commission in Silicon Valley. Each of them more powerful than any one government on its own. Um, they're not actually even running the show. Um, it's kind of like latency and this lag. It's what's it called? Lag, and the contention for the authenticity. Like it's the you don't nobody wants to surround themselves with contentious people, right? So how is it that you still end up doing that? And that's what you have rituals for. Ritual, anything that you do repeatedly to bring about a cleanse, to feng shui. Then the cleanse, you get a charge off the cleanse, and that's a religious experience. Um, so the the thing is that Silicon Valley is a data bore that is trying to censor us, and we know that to be an enemy, but this enemy is going to help us against, well, basically to take um, au- au- um, autonomy, social responsibility from the Energy Commission and its power to the people, like Power Ledger. So this is still a crypto video. I don't know, am I being an oracle? I mean, almost anybody could see this, and it would bring you to a point of stress and alarm and stress. But the thing is, like, Future doesn't need me. Future doesn't need any of us to do. It's gonna do what it do, and um, the uh, that the future, um, children will want to know what we did to um, stave off despotism and the loss of our dignity through this kind of like laggardly like. But it's the whole thing is like when until you um, consolidate above a certain level of support, then you're gonna be upset, and then after you've done so, then you can be lenient and forgive the obstacle, the onus, the people who represented the onus. I know it's a hard word, right? Because it's spelled ONUS, but it's pronounced onus. It's task or difficulty or difficult people, and um, that's why we have statesmen, because they take the onus away from the citizens and place it where away from the citizens where it belongs. That could be a solution or another person. And dude, there's agoraphobes out around here. dude, dude, there's agoraphobes around here. They be out here. They be out cheer. They're out cheer.